A celebration underway. The Raptors get the victory.
The one thing that we must do in this series is go for it.
Might as well go ahead and take the crown. Gotta go all the way.
We just got outplayed. Simple as that.
We're not very familiar with this team, but that's no excuse.
We're down 0-1, but it's not the end of the world.
Siakam has done it all tonight.
I got to take him out of this series, and that's on me.
During the post-game pressers following their Game 1 loss, the Warriors emphasized needing to improve on transition defense. Why would they harp on that? Well, the Raptors shot 12 for 15 when running, which led to 26 points for the Raptors, which was the most allowed by a Warriors in a playoff game since Game 6 of the 2018 Conference Finals against the Rockets. And the Raptors took advantage whenever the Warriors missed from three. That's been an issue this year with teams taking advantage of missed threes, getting out in transition on 20% of defensive rebounds following a Warrior missed three-pointer. In Game 1, you see it here, the Raptors did this 44% of the time, scoring 13 points. So like anything, it's a game of runs, and when you're running in transition, the Raptors were able to take advantage of that on their way to a Game 1 win. Our NBA champ Bruce Bowen joined us this morning. Bruce, easier said than done, but now you've got to make the adjustment. How do the Warriors do that, slowing down the Raptors in transition?
Well, it starts with communication. As soon as the shot goes up, everyone has to sprint back, and I'm sure Steve Kerr made a huge emphasis on everyone getting back. Even in those clips, you saw guys kind of trotting back in transition. At this particular junction of the season, during the course of the finals, you have to sprint and communicate. I have ball, and everybody else fan out. These are the things you work on during the course of practice. And we know that Golden State had a lot of time to practice, but even in that time of practicing, you have to pay attention to detail, locate shooters, and stop the ball is an important issue.
If that's like the macro for the Warriors, what they need to do as a team, I want you to kind of zero in on one person on the Warriors that you think needs to be a defensive star tonight.
Well, I think it's Draymond Green because he's been that star for them all season long. And he looks forward to the challenge of matching up against a kid who had a fantastic game in Siakam the last time they played. I felt like Draymond didn't necessarily respect him the way that I've seen him respect others. And I think you'll see a different Draymond tonight as compared to the last game out.
You were really good at answering those questions.
Well, I appreciate that.
And we're even going to invite you back for a couple of segments.
Look at that.
Who's the big winner?
I am.
The NBA.
A celebration underway. The Raptors get the victory.
The one thing that we must do in this series is go for it.
Might as well go ahead and take the crown. Gotta go all the way.
We just got outplayed. Simple as that.
We're not very familiar with this team, but that's no excuse.
We're down 0-1, but it's not the end of the world.
Siakam has done it all tonight.
I got to take him out of this series, and that's on me.
Game 2, Sunday night, 8 Eastern, ABC. Warriors try to even the series. Until Game 1 against the Raptors, Golden State hadn't dropped the opening game in their last 13 playoff series, going back to that 7-game conference final win against Oklahoma City in 2016 that helped bring Kevin Durant to Golden State. They feeling okay?
It would have been way more fun being up 1-0, but this is definitely fun in terms of like the challenge of being on this stage and understanding no matter what the experience is, we're playing in the NBA Finals and we're chasing a championship, and everything that comes with it is what, you know, wakes us up in the morning and puts a smile on our face.
You know, we've been through it all at this point, so, you know, we know what we're capable of, and, you know, we're confident that we're going to go out and do the things necessary that it takes to, you know, get this series going in our favor.
You can't go out there and doubt yourself, especially on this stage, especially when you have a proven track record of winning and great team chemistry and all that. It's first to 4, not first to 1, so still a lot of basketball to be played.
Confident for a reason. This is the 5th time they have trailed within a series under Steve Kerr. Golden State came back to win each of the previous 4. The only other time they lost Game 1, again, 2016 against the Thunder. Remember, they also trailed 3-1 in that series before they won 3 in a row. Hey, Nick Friedel, give me some more confidence.
The biggest thing that has stood out over the last couple days from the Warriors is their confidence. They believe in themselves, a feeling that has been built up after all the highs and lows they've experienced together in the last 5 years. They trust in the culture they've created and the championship standard they've set. We've had a lot of great experiences and a lot of challenges, Steph Curry said, and we've done well with them. So hopefully, this is more of the same.
Raptors' first win in finals history. All of Toronto crazy. Drake losing his mind, and Kawhi Leonard looks like a guy whose heart rate might be all of 60. Championship intensity everywhere, and he sweats calm. The key to being in control is to actually, stay in control. The desire to win without a lot of wasted energy. Leonard on his emotions in this ultimate series.
It's more paid attention to when I do something good, the camera to go to me or see what I'm doing at the exact moment. But, when I watch games from past, from, Kobe or Shaq or Mike, they always didn't just go nuts. You know what I mean? They made big shots and sometimes just pump their fists and walk back to the bench. So, for me, it's just the way I play. I don't know. I mean, until we win the game or it's all done, then, I'll show some emotion, but I want to stay even keeled while I'm going through it.
Kawhi Leonard's postseason right up there with some of the best in recent history. Has a player efficiency rating of 29.7, best of anyone this postseason with 600 minutes. In fact, only 2 players in the last 20 postseasons have even put up a rating as high as Leonard's this season. LeBron, okay, so that's unfair because he's done it 5 times. Shaq did it as well back in 2000. Tim Bontemps on the lead Raptor.
Everyone is concerned about Kawhi Leonard's health. Everyone, that is, except for the Raptors. I don't think the leg trouble is much of an issue, Raptors coach Nick Nurse said, and I expect him to play a lot better tomorrow. Leonard once again seemed to limp at times during Game 1, and he didn't have the same kind of massive performance he's had so many times during these playoffs. I come into the game just trying to win, Leonard said. He and the Raptors hope to get another in Game 2.
A celebration underway. The Raptors get the victory.
The one thing that we must do in this series is go for it.
Might as well go ahead and take the crown. Gotta go all the way.
We just got outplayed. Simple as that.
We're not very familiar with this team, but that's no excuse.
We're down 0-1, but it's not the end of the world.
Siakam has done it all tonight.
I got to take him out of this series, and that's on me.
Let's go by the numbers on Game 1. Pascal Siakam leading the way for the Raptors, scoring 32 points on 14 of 17 from the field. 4th best field goal percentage in a 30-point game in NBA Finals history. Incredible. The Warriors' biggest offensive issue was an inability to make tough shots. They shot 23% on contested field goals. That's the worst in a playoff game under Steve Kerr, and that's exactly where they probably could have used the services of Kevin Durant. Durant has shot 49% on contested shots this postseason. That is 3rd among players with 50-plus attempts. Brian Windhorst joining us now from We the North to break down what he saw in Game 1. Steve Kerr ruling Kevin Durant already out for Game 2. So what are they saying about his chances that he's going to play in this series at all, Wendy?
Well, when he first had this calf injury, they really internally thought it might be a 3 to 4 week injury. But they hoped that he would recover a little sooner. It's the playoffs. He's highly motivated. He's recovered quicker from calf injuries in the past. But it just hasn't turned out that way. We're now at 3.5 weeks, and he's just not there yet. Yes, they're being cautious, but this is just taking longer. This is not them being cautious. It's just that Durant is not ready. So they brought him here to Toronto hoping that he would be able to practice in this window right here and maybe play tomorrow and then certainly be able to play by Game 3. But it's just not working out that way. He is just not ready yet. So you're asking, is he going to play in the series? They are really hoping that, but they were hoping he could play tomorrow. So they really are playing it touch and go.
Maybe to the benefit of Kevin Durant, the NBA schedule is like a week in between every single game. So at this point, maybe he might be able to work his way back. Speaking of injuries, a big one to Andre Iguodala late in Game 1. What's his status for tomorrow night?
Yeah, well, he is going to play, but I want to point out to you, Elle, that in the last 2 games he's played, he's tweaked that calf muscle and has had to have MRIs both times. And this wasn't just an injury that happened in the Portland series. It's been bothering him for a while. And more importantly than all of that is this is in the Achilles region of his leg. And whenever you hear something is sore or tight in the Achilles region, you start to get very concerned. So they're balancing the need to play him, the fact that this is the NBA Finals, and trying to protect him. But he is going to be out there, but look for his minutes to stay down. I would be surprised if he plays over 30 minutes again in this series.
Certainly a huge blow for someone that is a game changer defensively for the Warriors. As for Game 2 tomorrow night, a lot of people thought with that 9 days of rest that the Raptors might be able to steal one on them despite the fact it was home court. But they said that they need to make some adjustments. What are they telling you they need to do, those Warriors, ahead of tomorrow night?
Yeah, the Raptors kind of surprised them with just how aggressive they were in transition. Now, I want to be clear. The Warriors knew that the Raptors liked to run. It wasn't like they didn't watch the Eastern Conference Finals. They prepared for it for days, but they ran even quicker than the Warriors expected. They were running after made baskets at times. There was a couple times they ran 3-pass fast breaks off of a made basket. The Warriors were not prepared for that. Okay, that's the adjustment. You hear coaches say we're going to make adjustments. That's one of the adjustments. Look for the Warriors to bust their backsides to get back against Toronto tomorrow night.
And maybe more disappointingly for the Warriors, Kawhi Leonard was really kind of quiet up until the fourth quarter, and nevertheless, they still walk away for the win. Good news for the Warriors, it's the 5th time they've trailed in a playoff series under Steve Kerr, and they have won the previous 4. Brian Windhorst breaking down Game 2.
We need to stop this narrative like they're better without Kevin Durant. Like, we really do.
This isn't Portland.
And this ain't Houston.
It's not the same as before. I just don't believe they have a lot of room for error. Without KD, they don't have the strength and numbers they had back in the day.
And there's really no signs on whether or not Kevin Durant's going to play.
They better get their act together fast.
The latest now on the most famous calf in sports. Golden State Warriors forward Kevin Durant will not play tomorrow night in Game 2 of the NBA Finals. Durant went through a light individual workout on the court yesterday. Will continue rehabbing that right calf injury that has kept him out of the lineup since May 8th.
I guess we've been, sort of holding out hope, but I might as well just say it now. He's still progressing. It's near impossible for him to play on Sunday.
We're down 0-1, but it's not the end of the world. New experiences for us all the way through, but we've proven our resiliency and ability to win games that we need to.
And we know that after a win, the team gets beat, gets really determined. They try to fix things and mostly, play a lot harder and more physical and all those kind of things.
We're trying to win a championship. We know what it takes to win a championship. We don't need to reach for extra motivation. If winning a championship isn't enough motivation for you, then you got other issues.
He's got a good point. NBA analyst Bruce Bowen with us. So no KD for Game 2. Toronto is up 1-0 and favored by Vegas to win tomorrow. How much trouble are the Warriors in right now?
Well, I don't think you can necessarily say they're in trouble. All Toronto has done is what they're supposed to do. In the process of home court advantage, you're supposed to win the first 2 games. Now, we're talking about 1 game right now. And Golden State did not look like the Golden State of old as far as being sure with passes. I felt like they were trying to make up for lost ground and trying to home run passes quite a bit, which led to turnovers. Then it was paying attention to defensive assignments. So when you come in off of that 9-game layoff, the rust is hard to really determine. As far as the first part of the game, you say, okay, after the first quarter, they'll be all right. But then you still saw some of the same situations transpiring. So now it's more about, okay, once this game has happened, they will watch film. And Coach Kerr will stop and say, hey, remember I said it was important for us to get back in transition? Look at what we're doing. Look at our effort here. Hit the easy pass. Don't make the home run pass. Keep it simple, and good things will happen for us.
See, that's what I meant. All that is trouble.
And it's about the discipline, right?
About.
Keeping that discipline.
It is. They're champions. So they've been in different situations. This is nothing new for them as far as it's just a new opponent. It's Toronto. It's not LeBron James. So I look forward to them bouncing back.
Now, Bruce, another of the biggest storylines that we're following does not involve the player or a coach. It would be the one and only Drake. We saw him have a little back and forth with Draymond Green Game 1. What are your thoughts on that whole thing?
When I played, it was in New York. It was Spike Lee. Spike Lee was a huge fan of the Knicks, as he should be, and still is. I don't have a problem with these types of interaction with certain individuals. Now, the thing about Draymond's not going to back down from anyone. And the fact that he may end up in one of the rap songs now, that's even better for Draymond. You know, because we know Drake is hot, baby.
Ooh.
Yeah, Draymond accidentally falls out of bounds into Drake's lap and drops it with a bow.
Right?
I did, you know, hey, sorry, didn't see you there.
Loose ball. Get after it.
Yeah,
You know,
Bowen.
Cushion my fall, Drake.
Thank you, brother.